What's up, guys? Brian back to talk about The Walking Dead, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan says a lot has been added to Negan that's not in the comics. So it's a comicbook.com article we're going to make reference to. It's pretty awesome. Jeffrey Dean Morgan kind of highlights a couple things about Negan on the show versus the comics because they have to change things, obviously, for different reasons. But spoilers ahead if you don't want to know anything. Spoilers ahead about Negan and the show and whatever, so you don't need to watch then. The images used in this video are property of AMC or other companies. We're using them under the Fair Use Copyright Act under the Fair Use Principle. Comicbook.com. Link will be in the description as well if you want to check out the article, and it's a pretty decent article on there. Now, to many fans, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the perfect Negan. The actor hasn't played the leather-clad villain for long, since he's only debuted in the finale of Season 6, but when he introduced himself to viewers, fans learned that Jeffrey Dean Morgan would do Negan justice. After all, the Walking Dead comics depict the baddie as an unhinged, manic masochist, and now the actor is saying fans will soon see that a lot has been added to Negan for the show. I'm sure it has, because he can't curse and be the same vulgar person he is in the comics because of the TV show and whatever on the ratings of the show, and just how they can't do it for basic cable television or whatever it's actually called. But Negan's going to be changed for the, from the comic from there too, for those who read the comics. But Jeffrey recently spoke with Entertainment Weekly about Negan and the character's future. When asked about how he thought about his role, Jeffrey said, I sure thought about him a lot. I have stacks of the comic books, and what I have taken from those panels is a posture or a smile or whatever it is, then filling those blanks in between. So what I read too is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan does some takes with cursing and without cursing, and I'll just throw some things in there too, probably for Blu-rays, because if you've seen the latest Blu-ray, it's on there, and the cursing's on there from there too, so I'm sure they're going to have that always on there to get the full Negan experience, but we'll see. As closely as we follow what Negan says and does in those comic books, we also have to add and subtract. We've added a lot, obviously, that's not in the comic books with Negan. He's continued not only to keep his language and his persona, but how he walks and how he stands and all that kind of stuff. So he's got to get the mannerisms down, and I'm sure Jeffrey Dean Morgan will be great with that. He's just too damn skinny. I know I've said that before, but he just is. He just needs to put on some weight and shave the damn beard. But, that's a whole for other video. We have plenty of videos on that. The actor then went on to discuss the differences he's noticed between his Negan and the one from the comics. As far as similarities with the comic book, Negan might be a little more manic, but understand that I've got to connect those panels together and how Negan does that, Jeffrey explained. That's true. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is at a kind of disadvantage because he doesn't have full reign to do with the character, and they're probably crossing many barriers with the show as much as they can and getting right up to that line and then stopping as best they can, because they can't do stuff like this, obviously, on the show for basic cable. They can't just curse and do all craziness on there. But, I think it'll be great. I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan will do the character justice. He went on to say, if I just made this guy manic and kind of one-dimensional, then I don't have anywhere to go. So I thought for me, and especially after doing that first episode, the introduction and some head bashing, there had to be a place I could go. I try to make every scene a little bit of a roller coaster, so you don't know. So it'll keep you on your toes of who Negan is, and I only have so much I can go on working on the comic book. So that's true. I mean, he is there too, and I think they're always trying to mix things up for the comic book and the show. They're always trying to have the comic book readers be surprised for differences on there too. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see, and it'd be awesome for it as well. For Jeffrey, it seems the best description of his Negan is disarming. The villain possesses a certain amount of laid-back charm that clashes with his violent rage. Fans got their first taste of Negan's laissez-faire aggression in Season 6 finale, I don't know how to say that, but when the baddie brought his barbed wire bat down upon an unknown member of Rick's group. The gory attack and all its consequences will be explored when The Walking Dead returns for Season 7, and fans have been vocal about their desire to find out who Negan murdered. So, that's right, he is charming, he is whatever, the ladies like the way he looks and everything there too, but he does have a certain way about him, he's not just a crazy lunatic. However, Jeffrey is warning fans they should be careful what they wish for. The actor has indicated that fans will be shocked by the premiere of Season 7, saying you're going to get those answers and more, and you're probably not going to be happy with it. On the other hand, The Walking Dead's creator has said fans should be looking forward to next season. There's a lot of really great stuff coming, he said in a recent interview. Negan has been introduced. He's going to be the ever-present threat in the show from now on. This amazing 12 minutes that we got in Season 6 is going to be nearly every episode now for a while moving forward. So that's true. So you're going to get those answers and more, he says. And more. So I think you're going to get the comic book version and one more person is what we're saying. If you know this channel, we are in the Glenn and Abraham, prediction. And it's going to be Negan versus Rick. Probably for a lot of the season, into the next season as well. Negan's going to be an ever, part of the show, an ever-ending threat. And he's everywhere. And there are rules and everything as well. So there's just a nice little breakdown of Negan. Got that on there too. So if you want to just pause it and read that. Thanks guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And you guys are awesome.